We are in game number 2 if you're just joining us, currently leading the series 1-0 in the losers match of Group C. In the top right corner of the map from Root Gaming recently joined the team, it is Root Gaming's Root for Root, Supernova.
In the bottom left as the blue Protoss, it is Harstem.
Because they're Fnatic fans, you really gotta channel some energy and some mojo right now. Harstem, I really truly think that build would have worked had he not been caught off guard by that early harass. Yes. I don't know if he goes for the same build, if he's been shaken up by what just happened, but he's got to keep a calm head because there is nothing else to fall back to. Harstem will be the first person eliminated from the group if he loses this game.
Yeah. You know, I feel like Harstem, it's not that he isn't, it's like he can't show his good games. He keeps getting like these, not necessarily builder losses, but just like that one thing that messes up his build. That's what happens. It's so unlucky, and he he can deal with it effectively. He can deal with it okay, patiently. He doesn't completely collapse, but it's not showing his full potential. Like, oh, he just gets like the 16-minute mark, and maybe that's when we see him blossom into the beautiful Protoss that he is. Something.
I think I would describe it more like that if I had a crush on Harstem, but yeah, I don't disagree entirely, because we really are not seeing the best of Harstem here. If you guys have watched him through his WCS runs, if you watch him just in general, Harstem's a really fun player to watch for TVP. Sadly, though, it's just not showing yet. And in a best of 3, this is one of those things where I wish it was a best of 5. I wish we could bend the rules for just this one series so that we could see a little bit more. But Supernova is actually going to invest in the Reaper this time.
Yeah, but Harstem investing into this anti-Reaper wall. Look at this.
Yeah,
look at this Sim City.
Yeah, it really doesn't take anything away from it because it's not against Zerg. You don't have to wall off at the front. There's no point putting the first pylon down here. I mean, PBT, you should see all players building somewhat akin to this. That way, the Reaper can't just run around the mineral lines all day.
Yeah, if they want to get in the back, they have to go through the probe line, and you don't want to do that because you don't get surrounded by probes.
Yeah. Well, this time as well, Supernova actually has a pretty quick CC. I mean, a barracks expand isn't unheard of, but normally it's like, we see more barracks is prioritized for fear of proxy oracles and whatnot, but I guess not thinking Harstem's going to do it. Did see 2 pylons in base, so those proxies aren't out just yet. SCV hiding up here. This is actually a really nice spot. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking it might be. This is a great spot for proxying if you're a Terran player. At least report will drive off the Reaper, but to explain what we're talking about here, because it is coming down a proxy factory, you build it out here, you lift it up, you float it over to the main. Harstem's building a pylon up here, so might not work unless he blindly puts it up here, but it's kind of a hard, no one really goes over here. Everyone just goes straight for this spot.
Well, one of the great things about the factory, proxy factory, is that you don't have to pull it up. I think that he will, as that's what we usually see. But when it was first created, I mean, Supernova was the guy who was using it when it was first created, when Heart of the Swarm was coming out, you could actually get a Widow Mine and just walk it past the Stalker and the Mothership. It would only take a few shots and it'd be able to burrow before it died. So it was always the funniest thing in the world because you would see the frustration on the Protoss as you walk past the one Stalker that they usually have, while the Harstem is getting 2. And they can't do anything about it.
Well, Harstem's also going to have that robo facility, so he'll have an observer out if necessary. Reaper's going to scout the pylon. This is a big deal. This is what lets him know it's not safe to lift off, and he's not going to do that. Reaper might get caught here if Harstem decides to put a probe into it. No, he actually just dies to the Stalker. But he's going to medevac them in? I think he's going to medevac them in.
This is it. He's also going to attack the front with Marines.
Right, so for those who are unfamiliar with this, this is something that's going to be a little bit odd to deal with. Harstem, of course, will have the detection out for this, but it's going to take a lot of control and a lot of attention to make sure this doesn't go down poorly. There's only going to be 1 overcharge available. I don't think that's going to need to be baited out in the main because there's not that many Marines coming. It's going to be about 8 or 10 possibly at most by the time this Widow Mine drop goes off. That being said, Harstem's not really gotten too heavy on the unit count right now. Warpin's not finished, so Zealots won't be coming out very fast. If he overcharges the main, he's going to have to make sure those Stalkers don't die because he's going to need every shot possible to deal with the Widow Mines that will be burrowed in his main mineral line. Oftentimes, you'll see Marines, 4 Marines, 2 Widow Mines, 6 Marines, 1 Widow Mine. And the idea is you put it on the ramp to zone out the Stalkers. But this isn't the case. I think he's going straight to the mineral line with this.
He's going to try and pop the overcharge, maybe? I mean, you don't need one. I would be surprised if Harstem did it for just this amount of Marines. But, yeah. Oh, it's a distraction. Here comes the medevac.
All right, Harstem not paying attention. This is going to hurt.
Oh, no!
Supernova! Oh! 10 workers killed right off the bat!
Didn't even notice. Oh no.
So here's the thing, like, it's not even sometimes about pulling the probes, it's about just repositioning them so you minimize the hits. But guys, you have to understand, Supernova just got like the maximum amount of hits off of this. Like, that is insane. He actually overcharged? Maybe a bit of an overreaction, but still not happy about the way that went down. What am I now burning it here? The natural. Oh, he's gonna pull the probes, but another big hit goes off. 17 workers dead to what is mostly Widow Mines. Oh, Harstem. Oh, Harstem. I'm a Terran player, and I'm like, this is not cool. I don't know, Zombie Grub. I don't want to say this is too much damage to recover from just yet. You got Chrono Boost. You'll help make up the difference, but damn if Supernova hasn't started this game off strong.
Oh, super strong. Harstem, gonna get a double forge, try and get back in a way with upgrades, and of course probably have to use all those Chrono Boost on the Nexus, as you can see. Down by 6 when you should be up by 6 when you count for mules. It's a pretty tough time. You know, that factory's still producing Widow Mines too. Like
yeah, he's been running him to the front, but another Widow Mine and some Marines come back to the main. He pulls this time.
Okay. Well, what's they gonna oh, it's gonna this one.
Yeah. I like that he focuses down the medevac because it's still guaranteed he gets more kills afterwards. Overcharge used a little bit more efficiently. Widow Mine tried to run into the natural base, but with the Observer combined with the Stalkers, he pushes that back. This has been about as messy as it gets, but Harstem holds on. He's gone for a double forge. It's kind of funny. I think a lot of Terran players get frustrated seeing a double forge because you can't really punish this, but this is a good way for Harstem to get back into this. Accelerate his upgrades. Yeah, he's going to have a low unit count, but if those low units are on 3-3 and he's on 1-1 at best, I mean, Supernova's not going to be able to push into Colossus, much less Zealots.
I wonder how this game's going to go. Supernova... Keep doing that. Supernova having these medevacs on the way. Stim, combat shield, +1.
Have you been talking to like any Australians lately? Like, what is up with this?
No, it's just, it's like me being lazy trying to pronounce the Nova. You know, I say super and then I get lazy. I don't know what's up with it. But, anyways, he's coming out with his medevac push. Standard stuff, except that it's not standard for Harstem. Supernova has been, you know, absolutely great. Fantastic production behind this, getting a third on location. As you always say, it's pretty greedy, and you know you're in a good position when you can go ahead and do that. It's this
right,
observer.
and this is one of those things too where we kind of talked about before the series started, or as we got into game 1. Like Supernova, he'll play like regular, like he doesn't do anything too crazy, too YOLO, but he does play different than most. And I mean, Harstem certainly was not ready for proxy Widow Mines. He'll be able to hold here. Marauders might he might get
maybe
Colossus.
Not. Oh, the second Colossus is coming out.
But first one's probably gonna go down. Yeah, as we see.
Oh, he saves
that
four Marauders.
Oh
wow.
my god, each of those Marauders are seriously at like 10 health or less. Oh my god.
Sick. That is so much money saved, though. That is.
He's still been producing Widow Mines while this will go on.
Why not, Rifkin? They're pretty good.
1 health on one of these Marauders too, by the way. Yikes.
6 save. 6 save. Supernova also started producing Vikings, and with no ground army to kill the Vikings with, I mean, he's gonna get the 6 to 9 very quickly, and he's just gonna, you know, right click on the Colossus and win. No problem with the Blink Stalkers.
Right. So, you know what?
Are you kidding me, Supernova?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
It's so hard to watch this game and be like, yeah, you know what? Widow Mines need a buff. We're seeing them abused in the absolutely most correct way. Colossus, of course, still does not have extended thermal lancers. Fighting in the range of the Marauders because he has to, but I think this is going to be about the end for Harstem. Even if he warps in some Zealots, dealing with this Blink still just shy. This is like last game, you know, just before Blink finishes is when the real big attack comes, and Harstem's got nothing to use. No Photon Overcharge. The Viking's going to pick off the medevac. The Viking's going to pick off the Colossus if the Marauders don't. And sadly, it looks like Harstem might be the first player out of Group C.
Yeah, just not his day, man. Not his builds.